Tonight, we're going to be talking about Bryce Dallas Howard, speaking about Rebirth, some Jurassic gaming stuff we'll dive into. Maybe we'll even get into some Rebirth plot guesses, full story. All that and more. I am Brad Jost, and this is Let's Talk Jurassic. Welcome, everybody, to another Let's Talk Jurassic, your weekly live stream here from the Jurassic Park Podcast. Thank you to all our returning viewers out there. Welcome back. If you're new here, what's up? Hey, this is what you get. If you're lurking out there, say hi. At some point, we'd like that. But we've got a lot to do tonight. We've got a lot to discuss. I'm excited to be back again this week. We've got some nice little interview to talk about. We're going to dive into some gaming guesses and chat about a few things here and there. And then, like I said, I want you to all come up with your best guesses for the plot, the plot of Jurassic World Rebirth. And I know we have the summary. We've got the synopsis. But I mean like more details. I want intro, first act, second act, third act, end, whatever. I want kind of all of those guesses there. And we're gonna make like a little document and kind of put it in writing that this is what it's gonna be. I like doing that before the movie comes out. At this point, it's like we've got some information, but it's all right. We can still work with it. But before we get too deep into the episode here, let's just say hi to everybody. We got Jurassic Souls in the house. How's it going? Good to have you back. We've got Spino Rex. Good evening. Alex Blood is here, hyped to be here and talk Jurassic. How you doing? Let's see. Nikolai's here. How's it going? Shout out to Jurassic Souls again. Yay! Thank you for the super chat. Do you think there's a chance we get something Jurassic related at the Game Awards tomorrow? Hey, you're always on the ball with the topics. We'll talk about that later on. Also, I think you would love the new Indiana Jones game. Shut up already. Everybody stop talking about this Indiana Jones game that I want to be playing, but I don't have an Xbox. All right? I'm mad at all of you who have an Xbox right now, because I'm not playing Indiana Jones. This makes me irrationally angry. All right? I'm going to turn into a grumpy Harrison Ford, and I'm just going to blast off into space. But enough of that. Anyway, thank you for the super chat. We'll talk about the Game Awards and stuff later. But yeah, so let's accumulate those ideas for Rebirth, and then we'll get into the other stuff here in just a little bit. But let's go to the website real quick. Actually, I got to open that up because the battery's low. And it keeps closing the iPad. Oh, wait, apparently it says 100% battery. I don't know how that works, but it was at 3 just 2 seconds ago. All right, go over to the website. Boom. JurassicParkPodcast.com. We have a new update, new website. No, what am I saying? A new episode. That's the word I'm looking for. We've got a new episode out this week on the website. And it's an update, I guess. But there is a 2-part episode connecting the dots with Tom Jurassic. So part 1 came out this week, and part 2 will obviously be next week. Yeah, we're basically just trying to look at it through a different lens. And I think, we've talked about Rebirth so much recently that, like, I'm going to go live here, or go full screen, but we've talked about Rebirth and Dominion so much, and I just want to work on connecting those dots a little bit. So that's what me and Tom were doing this past episode, and we recorded it. It was like an hour or something, and I split it up into 2 episodes. So just wanted to get our money's worth out of it. But yeah, I think there's some interesting dots there. Maybe I'm a little crazy, maybe I'm not, but I'm hoping I'm on to something that, they'll give us or, reveal at some point that it's connected or not connected. I hope we get that kind of information sooner rather than later, but I'm really interested to see what the connections are, how connected it is, or if it's just like, it's just another movie in the Jurassic saga, and it really doesn't have much to do with the last movie other than dinosaurs were in the wild at one point. So I hope it's not that. I hope it's actually pretty interconnected, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, that is the website there. Episode, what was that, 398? That's a lot of episodes. We're almost at 400, almost there. But go find that, JurassicParkPodcast.com, and take a listen if you haven't already. And stay tuned for next week. But let's see. Let's go over to our first piece of news for the day. Sometimes it's hard to find things to talk about during the week when you're, covering one franchise. And this is a funny point, actually, I'll dive into, because over the years, countless people have always asked, like, oh, how do you do a podcast every week about Jurassic Park? One movie, how do you do a podcast about that? I'm like, there's more than one movie. It's a few movies. There's like TV show. There's a lot of toys and games and things. There's a lot to talk about. And I never really have like any short of things to discuss, but I feel like recently there's been like a drought of things to discuss. So it's been weird, but so every now and then I'll scour the internet, see what people are talking about. And sometimes you come up with stuff, sometimes you don't. But I just find it weird. After all these years, somehow there's a drought now. Did I do it all? Did we talk about everything? Is that it? I don't know. But let's talk about this first. So this is, let's go over here to the news. Jurassic news from around the world. Bryce Dallas Howard jokes about one-way Jurassic World newbie Scarlett Johansson could top her work in the franchise. The thing I'm most excited about. So this is an article I found from Cinema Blend. I think it actually came from like Entertainment Weekly or one of those things. Let's see, Entertainment Tonight. I tried to bring up the video. It was like making me watch like ad upon ad upon ad. I couldn't like actually bring the video up, so I just said forget it. But Entertainment Tonight spoke with Bryce at a red carpet just recently, and she said about Scarlett, oh, she would outrun me. Oh, yeah, I know. She's my neighbor. I know. She's fit. She's perfect. First off, didn't know she was her neighbor. That's pretty funny. That's pretty great. I mean, maybe she doesn't live directly next door, but like, she lives in the vicinity of Bryce's house. So that's funny. She sees her running up and down the street from time to time, I'm sure. So that's just comical. But I wonder, I always wonder what these people like maybe talk about or don't talk about, like in cases like this. And we've learned through Jonathan Bailey and I almost said Ian Malcolm, but Jeff Goldblum. They've been doing a lot of conversating about Jurassic only because people asked them about it in their interviews together for Wicked. And like apparently they're just like, yeah, we talk about it all the time. Really only in interviews, but that's it. Like, because everybody is always asking us. But they apparently didn't really talk about the movies like outside of that too much, which I found like kind of crazy. I was like, wow, that's wild. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's like Jonathan Bailey didn't want to like fanboy over like Jeff Goldblum or something, but I just find that so interesting that like, you're a part of the franchises. Maybe he didn't know at that time, but in these interviews, you'd think he'd be like, yo, Jeff, I'm doing the dinosaur thing. Let's talk about it, man. Give me your life experience with dinosaurs. Like, let's dive deep into this. What's the thought process here? But no, I guess not. So I always find that interesting to wonder, like, what are these actors and actresses like, well, who and directors or whoever, like, what are they conversating about these things that they work on together, or are they just like have a nice run, Scarlett. Good to see you, neighbor. You know, like, oh, your grass looks nice looking. It's raining. It's raining out today, Scarlett. Hey, Bryce, hey, you got a new car, cool. You know, like, just generic stuff. They're not like Bryce, Scarlett doesn't come over. He's like, Bryce, I'm doing it. I'm doing Jurassic. It's finally happening. Oh my God. And she's freaking out and they're going back and forth. This is going to be amazing. They really don't talk about this stuff at all. But I just find that kind of crazy. Because I know if I was in a movie with Jeff Goldblum, I'd be like, dude, that's all we need to talk about. We're only talking about this. I don't care about this movie that we're in currently. I don't know why I'm in a movie with Jeff Goldblum, but you never know. You never know. Anyway, and maybe I'm in Wicked. You didn't even see me. But I was there in the audience. Anyway, there was another part here to this. It looks like it says, the thing that I'm most excited about is sorry, I got to bring it back up here. The thing that I'm most excited about is that the team has come together to create that film. Are a lot of people that created the original Jurassic Park. David Koepp is writing the script. Obviously, producer Frank Marshall's involved. Scarlett Johansson's in it. Mahershala Ali. I mean, they're going to kill it. So, I'm excited to hear that she's excited about this movie. I don't think there was anything else from this. Nah, but like, I love that, you know, she is in touch with what's happening with the franchise. She knows David Koepp's involved, Frank Marshall, and maybe she's had conversations with, like, Kathleen Kennedy and Frank Marshall together at, like, some Star Wars, you know, if they're filming Skeleton Crew and they're like, you know, maybe Frank's on set and he's like, hey, you know, she's filming Skeleton Crew, but she's like, hey, we're making a great Jurassic movie. You're going to like it. Scarlett's going to be in it, and Mahershala Ali. David Koepp's writing it. Can you believe it? Maybe that happened. I don't know, but at least she is, like, attuned to what is happening with Jurassic, and I think that's pretty cool. So, you know, you always wonder how excited and how interested these people really are, because, you know, it's just work. It is just work for them. So how excited are they about other projects that they're really not involved in, behind the scenes and stuff? So I just found that interesting. Nice little quote I wanted to shout out here before moving on. But Bryce is excited, and I can't wait to see more of this kind of stuff, because all these people have so much in common now. You know, whether they're part of Star Wars or Marvel or whatever, they're all interconnected at this point, and I find that very interesting. So, you know, Jeff Goldblum's in Marvel and Wicked now, and Jurassic, and Jonathan Bailey in Wicked and Jurassic, and Scarlett's in Marvel with Chris Pratt, and you know, even Bryce back in the Marvel days a while back, but she's directing Star Wars, and who else? Has anybody been in Star Wars? I don't know, but you know, there's a lot of connections between all these properties. So yeah, I was just excited about that. Jedi Jarvo says, hi, it's a great time with Skeleton Crew and Jurassic. It really is. It really is just an incredible time. I was just rewatching Skeleton Crew a little bit before this, while the kids were, like, eating dinner and stuff, and the show is just incredible. It's great. I should be talking about it after this recording with my co-host on the Forcecast. So hopefully we got an episode to cover shortly after this. But let's see. Let's talk about the next piece of news. So let's go back to Jurassic news from around the world. Boom. We've got Sonic Frontiers, Jurassic World Evolution 2, and more coming to PlayStation Plus Extra/Premium in December. So that's cool. That's cool. Just wanted to shout that out here for anybody who wasn't aware. You know, this stuff kind of changes on a month-to-month basis, so it's nice to see that for December, Jurassic World Evolution 2 should be free to play there for people that are on PlayStation Plus, Premium, or Extra. You know, I do see Evolution 2 floating around from time to time, and I have seen that it's been available before, I think, to some extent, but this is a new announcement for December 17th, so I was kind of kind of confused because I feel like I have seen it before. Maybe like, Jurassic Souls or somebody knows a little bit about that too. But yeah, Jurassic World Evolution 2 going to be available on PlayStation Plus. It's always good when stuff like that happens. We get, I lost it, but, I know it's, at this point, it's a bunch of years old now, and I still haven't played through it all. I don't know. I wonder if that includes, like, any DLC stuff or not. I have no idea. Probably not, but sometimes they do. You never know. Actually, that did not clean my glasses at all. But I was just looking at it again the other day. I was looking at, the catalogs and just seeing, like, what's available. And they lined up all the DLC. And they were... I probably should have gotten them. They were, like, on sale or something. So go check it out. You can check out all the DLC for Evolution 2. But yeah, I do got to dive into that game again. I know I've talked about it quite a bit here on the show that, it didn't really work for me very well. And I struggled with the second one quite a bit. And I just ended up, like, giving up. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's too much of a struggle. So I know they've done a lot of work since then, and they've made it hopefully a much better product. But I think this is a good chance for people to at least give it another shot. So that's always cool. I love it when a game becomes available for more people to play. But that kind of transitions us into a bigger topic. The Game Awards, as Jurassic Souls pointed out earlier, are coming up. So Jurassic Souls had mentioned, do you think there's a chance we get something Jurassic related at the Game Awards tomorrow? And if anybody remembers, excuse me, last year, it was like December 7th, I believe, the Game Awards were on. I was just like, you know what? Let me tune in. Let me just tune in. Regular old tune in on the Game Awards. And my mind was blown. Like, I remember that moment. That was like a very, very cool moment where you didn't know anything was, you didn't know anything was coming down the pipeline there for Jurassic in a video game. And actually, at that point, I don't even think we knew a movie was coming. So that was probably prior to that. So I think that was pretty interesting that, like, we got this game announced December 7th last year, 2023. And then following that, like, oh, it's kind of blossoming. We've got a lot to discuss. There's movie, there's games, there's maybe a second game. So there was a lot to discuss back then. And I remember, when I forget how Jeff Keighley, like, queued it up, but he said something, I think, about, like, hey, let's go ahead and check out this upcoming dinosaur game or something along those lines. And I was just like, whatever. It's not going to interest me that much. And I started watching it, and I was like, oh, are you, I've probably said some things I'm not going to share here on the stream, but probably said some words. And I was like, holy man, this is crazy. I can't believe that this is happening. Came out of nowhere. This looks absolutely incredible. And obviously, we're talking about Jurassic Park Survival. Survivor. I cannot get that. They really messed that up. I know I messed it up, but they messed it up. Call it something else. Please, if you're listening to this right now, Saber, change the name. It's just, I can never understand which one it is. Is it Survival? Is it Survivor? But Jurassic Park Survivor. They announced that back whenever that was. Let's see, December 7th. Actually, I don't have that. I should have brought that article up. That would have been a good thing to do, but I didn't. And I remember just being like texting Aaron Beyer from the show, and I'm like, yo, dude, we need to be streaming like ASAP, dude. So we dropped what we were doing. We hopped on the mics and we did a live stream for everybody. And it was great. It was so much fun to just be so excited about that game at that time, Jurassic Park Survival. And, oh my God, I did it again. Survivor. Is it Survivor? Now I'm just questioning everything. I don't even know. What is it? Jurassic Park Survivor? Survival? I don't know, man. Survival? Survivor. Which is it? I don't know. Survival. Let's just say survival. Yeah, it's survival. I don't know which one I said first now. Now I'm just very confused. I wrote down survival. So I got that going for me. But anyway, there really hasn't been much else. There was like one or two little updates here and there, but nothing really to get us super hyped and give us a lot to talk about. We had so much to talk about. It looked like a brilliant game. It looked so much fun. And then it kind of has been mostly dead for almost a full year. Yes, like I said, there was like an update at some point in the middle of the year, but very minimally. So to me, it's almost just felt like, well, we've gotten nothing. So is there a chance tomorrow, as of this stream, do we get an update? Do you think we get another teaser? Would that be weird to be like, well, I guess Jeff could be like, well, we teased this one last year and people got very excited over at the Jurassic Park podcast. So guys, check out this next trailer for Jurassic Park Survival coming to the consoles this day. I could definitely hear him saying that kind of thing, especially the inclusion of the guys at Jurassic Park podcast got very excited. That's the part I'm definitely expecting him to say. So there's definitely a chance. Do I think I don't know if I think that we get, I don't expect them to cross the streams though. So what I mean is I don't think we'll get a Jurassic World Evolution 3. That's my guess. I don't think I'm banking on getting one eventually, but I don't think we're going to get an announcement for that on the Game Awards after the Survival announcement last year. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll be like, yeah, sure, let's just throw everything at them that we got available. But I feel like if Universal's running the show and they've got their hands in the pot for Survival and Evolution 3, you know what I would love is like confirmation at some point that like Steven Spielberg and Frank Marshall and whoever, have their hands, and David Koepp. Throw David Koepp in there, dude. Like, have Saber Interactive be like, these people have been working with us on it. They've got their hands in the pot here, and they're helping us carve out a story that you guys are going to really love. They did that with Indiana Jones, and I think that's pretty huge to have Steven Spielberg in the mix and George Lucas helping you on an Indiana Jones game. Like, that's incredible. To what extent, I never know. Like when you hear that Colin Trevorrow is working on Chaos Theory, I'm like, okay, yeah, but how much is he working on Chaos Theory? I don't know. But I would love it if we did get something like that for Survival. I don't know if they've said anything about it. I don't think so. But that kind of nice confirmation would be really cool. Get Steven Spielberg out on stage, dude. Jeff Keighley, call up Steven and be like, hey, Steven, you want to come out here and just, introduce a game that we have coming up, because sometime soon that your fans will be interested in? He always gets somebody good. He gets like, Nicolas Cage or like Norman Reedus or I don't know, somebody out there that's like really a part of whatever the game is and like gets them out there to talk about this game. I feel like Norman Reedus was there. I don't remember if he was or not, but Jordan Peele was there. Like, he gets people out there for the game specifically to talk about them. So that would be really cool if somebody like that came out there, or you can yes, I'm part of a wicked experience currently, but let me tell you about a little video game franchise called Jurassic Park. Like so get him out there talking about a video game. If you didn't know who I meant Jeff Goldblum, very obviously, if you couldn't tell. Yes. But I think that would be pretty cool if we did get a survival announcement more so than a Evolution 3. Because what I was trying to say, I think I got sidetracked my own tangent, but like if I'm Universal, I want to kind of do one thing at a time. Universal is very much a one thing at a time kind of company. They're like, well, we have to focus on Wicked right now. We're a one team, a one crew. We're gonna focus on this movie that we got coming up. Then we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna go to the next movie. Then we're gonna switch gears. And we're gonna go to the next thing. So I feel like that's the case with Jurassic. It could be like with their brands as well. It's like, well, let's focus on one game at a time. I don't know if we can do handle two. So let's promote Jurassic Park Survival, and then later in the year or whenever, we'll do Jurassic World Evolution 3. Maybe, but maybe they'll just drop them both at the same time. I don't know. But whatever you're doing, Universal, get those characters in Fortnite! Now! Please! Do it! Jurassic Souls wanted Alan Grant in Fortnite years ago. I laughed. Now I need it. All right? Get it done. Jurassic Souls, yes, I know. You are pumped for the Game Awards. Heck yes. So you think just jumping into a sandbox, I like that, but I feel like I'd get a little bored after time. I feel like I do like I like the challenge, but I don't love how hard it is. Sometimes it's just too tough. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get into it at some point. Spinal Rex says, I don't know if I read this, but I'm hoping we get something for JP Survival or Jurassic World Evolution 3 tomorrow, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Yeah, I mean, now we had no expectations last year. Zero. Like there was no, I did not ever expect to get an announcement for Survival last year. It just so happened that I just like video games and I'm just watching these awards. And then they just so happen to blow my mind with the trailer. It's very un-Jurassic-like, or just un-Jurassic-like of Jurassic to just drop something, surprise people, and just blow you out of the water. So that's why it was so exciting. If it happens again, be very, very cool. Are there rumors, Souls? Okay. That's where Nick Cage popped up, I think. Isn't that where he popped up last time? There are actually rumors that there's a possible Jurassic collab in Dead by Daylight with Indoraptor as the killer. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's bring it out. Come on. Let's, I don't know. Let's do it. I haven't played it, but I've always been very interested in it. But yeah, I think we need something. But yeah, did I have anything else in my notes for that? So I reformatted all my notes recently, and then I just so happened to completely delete my live stream notes, so I had to reconfigure it a bit. But that's all I got for the Game Awards. So next up, I wanted to do a little thought experiment with you all. Sorry, just had to send a text. So last, I don't know when. I don't know why I started with last, but let me, I can't bring up the documents for you, but I was going through some old notes today that I had, and it sparked my interest to want to do this again. Where did I put them? Oh, okay. For Jurassic World Rebirth. Okay, so back in... Oh, man, I wish I could... Maybe I can bring this up. Just bear with me for a second. Do I have that app on here? documents. All right, let's bring this up. All right, so I can bring this up. All right, so I just reformatted it and I put it in a new note system, so that's why I added the date up top. But this is a note that I created Friday, July 1st, 2016 at 2:05 p.m. So this is 1 year after Jurassic World. We're talking ancient history here. And this piece of concept art was floating around that time. Concept art was floating around. Incredible piece of concept art that never showed up in Jurassic World by any means, but it sparked my interest so incredibly that I was like, you know what? I want to kind of outline what Jurassic World 2 will be. This is such a great piece of art. So this is supposed to be like the T-Rex kingdom. And you can see like Rexy is breaking some catwalk area. There's somebody up there dangling off. There's a velociraptor there. There's a raptor there. There's a raptor there. Is there a fourth raptor? Maybe over there? No, I don't know. But I was more so interested in the volcano behind the T-Rex. Now, I believe other concept art kind of shows that is just like mostly like a fake volcano, I believe, like in the center of the T-Rex kingdom. That's, probably for some show or something when they would bring people out like they did in Jurassic World to watch the Rex. They probably would put on like a little stunt show or something. But the volcano got me really excited. So I created an outline for what I think Jurassic World 2 was going to be back in 2016. So I said, which this didn't happen, but Claire potentially pays the price, jail time, she's about to go to court. Terrible writing here, by the way. I just kind of wrote stuff. She learns from team members that the government is sending in fighter jets to blow up the island. She is doing everything she can to stop them, and she ends up stopping them. But the volcano is the bigger issue. Nublar's ecosystem is in collapse. Volcano is about to blow. There's earthquakes. There's fissures opening up. And activists are still looking to save the animals. Some say let them die, like Grant, Malcolm, Ellie, spokespeople for activists, blah, 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 whatever. Die activists. I don't know what I wrote there, but InGen teams sent to gather the dinosaurs to take them to Site B. And they herd up what they can. Owen wants to help lead the team to find Blue, goes to the island with InGen but doesn't trust them. He enlists Barry for his own team. So this is an outline that I wrote in 2016, 2 years before Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom comes out. There's a lot in there that's like pretty spot on for the most part. Obviously the volcano, major plot point, completely set up in the movie. My idea was a little bit different. I really love the idea of like the government is just like, we gotta put a stop to this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna send the squad out there and they're just gonna literally blow up the island, straight from the novel. And it works really well, I feel like. But Claire's like an activist. She's got basically her DPG out there, just like, we cannot do this. We need to save them. So they bring them this sanctuary island, basically, Site B. And they gather up the dinosaurs, but InGen is not very trustworthy. So, and Owen finds that out while trying to go team up to go find Blue. So there's so much in there. And I also said that like Malcolm would say, yes, you should probably just let our dinosaurs die in another extinction event. Whatever he says something in that movie that's very similar to that. So my mind was pretty much blown. That's a bunch of things from that came true. Let's move on to the next one. Jurassic World 3. I've got a note for that somewhere here. Where did I put it? Yes. I don't know that this one is spot on, but and this one was done 2021. When did that movie come out? 2021, right? Oh, wait. Oh, you know what? I might have written down the wrong date. Wait, what? Oh, no. Jurassic World Dominion came out 2022. Duh. Okay. All right. Yeah. The pandemic just completely throws me off. Yeah, somehow that movie came out in 2022, but let's go to the tapes. And I don't think this one's anywhere close to anything, but let's see. Oh, this is mostly my flashback. The Costa Rican cafe, we see Nedry meeting with Dodgson from a new perspective. We notice another JP employee sitting nearby, Dr. Wu. He hears the plan between Dodgson and Nedry. Nedry leaves, and Wu intercepts Dodgson before he leaves. Wu knows that Nedry will fail and enlists his service as the backup plan. Jungle, night, storm. Nedry fails. He loses the Barbasol can. Wu finds Nedry's Jeep and body. Knows the Barbasol can must be nearby. He finds it. Wu spots the baby Dilophosaurus, which is followed by the adult Dilophosaurus. Close calls ensue, but Wu escapes with the Barbasol can and gets it to the dock in time. Lab. Wu and Dodgson working on DNA sequencing, but they fail. Dodgson loses, for now. Current day. Advertisement showcasing Biosyn and the progress it has made over the years, using science to better the world. Or so it seems. Dodgson in a vehicle with a few people. Asks what man behind him does. Dentist? Oh. Rifles are revealed, and the dentist shoots the Triceratops dead, leaving it to pose like a sick Triceratops. Oh my god. So that's like alluding to The Lost World as like, went out on a safari with a bunch of rich dentists, you know, whatever his name says. So I guess I was trying to allude to that. So whatever Dodgson was doing in a vehicle, I don't know, but maybe he has a sanctuary and he's like, you know, letting people kill dinosaurs. So I guess I was revealing that right off the bat. I didn't have anything else. That was the only thing I wrote down. I probably got distracted with podcasting. But none of that came true at all. None of that at all. I love trying to predict. So that's kind of what I wanted to do here today for a little bit. And the thing is, we know, I'm not going to be able to do this too long because we've been kind of running a little long here. But I wanted to, oh, you know what? I can't do that on there. So let me do it in here. I'm going to have to do it on my computer instead of the tablet. But, you know, obviously we know quite a bit about Jurassic World Rebirth, right? So we know the major details. We've got the logo. We've got a vibe. We've got the title. And we know that there's a race against time here with the DNA to secure the samples from the colossal creatures across land, air, and sea. And then they also run into this family. So let's start from the top. I feel like this should be an entire episode. I'm probably maybe we can continue this. Maybe like we'll do a little bit today, a little bit next time. Or if you have any good ideas, let me know and I'll try to throw them in. I know somebody had said something. Spino Rex said this earlier tonight. I've been thinking, what if this new island we're going to in Rebirth was going to be a second part built by InGen Mizrahi that was going to be more of a safari park? Interesting. See, that's what my mind was going to with the Dodgson thing from Dominion. It's like, let's have Dodgson run this safari where you can actually kill dinosaurs, and it's like an illegal, you know, thing that's happening off the grid. I thought that would have been pretty crazy. Jurassic Souls said, actually, I wonder if Hammond or Lockwood knew about the sinister secret. Yeah, the sinister secret. I don't know. I hope not. I really hope not. Just pin it on Lockwood, though, if you need to. I think the dinosaurs in Rebirth have adapted to their location, which might make them have different appearances. Yeah, how quickly can something like that happen, though? Like, 5 years... I don't know. Could they pin something like that on, the dinosaur DNA used allows them to change in a way? I don't know. Is that possible? Spinal Rex doesn't see. I don't think we're going to see DX or anything like that, but maybe the dino DNA is for cancer treatment. Yeah, that's the most obvious assumption, I guess I would say, is it's got to be for something like cancer or something like that. Maybe not directly cancer. Maybe it's something, I don't know. They could make up a disease, I guess. They could call it it could be like a COVID style thing, or I don't know. Could there be a link to them not being able to survive in certain environments and them also leaving, and then maybe a sickness with the humanity? I don't know. So this movie... Gosh, I mean, this needs way more planning in my mind. I have no idea how this movie could start. I'm just looking at this plot here, and I'm like, how do you even start this? So what do we know? Let's plot point some things here that we actually know, and put them in some sort of sequential order. How do I put a bullet point in this? Oh, there we go. There. We'll have an opening. I don't know what the opening will be, but we'll have shortly after the opening, Zora will be contacted by Martin Krebs for this mission. See, this is a little bit of cheating. Back when I did those other ones, I didn't have the full outline of things, especially that 2016 one. But now we've got an outline, so it's kind of filling in the gaps a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see if any of these gaps can be filled. She's going to be contacted for this mission. She assembles her team, let's say Lost World style. Get together. That's kind of what I'm seeing in my eyes, the worker garage place where they're assembling the RV and the trucks and all that stuff and all the gear and the weapons. I hope we get something along those lines. I think that would be pretty cool to get Zora out there, and that's the place where oh, you know what would be cool? Zora, let's say Zora doesn't know much about dinosaurs. That's what I'm going to say. I don't think she knows anything about dinosaurs. So what she's going to do is she's going to go to a museum. Just to kind of get a basic perspective of what dinosaurs are, because there's nowhere else to go. So she's gonna go to a common museum somewhere and learn about the dinosaurs, specifically the three colossal dinosaurs. And while she's standing there, she's gonna get a very, very lovely individual being like, "Well, I bet you don't know anything about that dinosaur, do you?" And it's going to be Jonathan Bailey coming up behind her and being like, oh, I can tell you everything you need to know. And he just so, suavely just kind of stumbles in and just lets her know about these dinosaurs. And she's like, you know what? I could use someone like you. And that's where she recruits him. So what's his name? Loomis? Henry? What is it? Where's his name at? Yeah, Henry Loomis. By chance, and recruits him for the mission. I could definitely see that going different ways as well. Like I could see, she has to meet her contact, and it turns out he's the best contact, so she goes to meet him, and like something like that happens. But I kind of like the idea of Siak is here. What's up? I kind of like the idea of Zora being like just meeting him by chance, and just like he seems like the kind of individual that would just show up and just be like super charming, and you just want him to be a part of the team because he knows a lot about these dinosaurs, and he would be the best fit for it. I mean, maybe, do we think he's going to be... If we had to pit him against like other scientists that we've seen, we've obviously got Alan Grant, the paleontologist, Ellie Sattler, paleobotanist, Ian Malcolm, mathematician, K-itician. But I feel like, I don't know if I need to characterize him too much here, but I feel like he would be obviously very I'm going to say he's basically like he, what do you call it when photo memory thing? What's that? Now, obviously I don't have it, but when you can like remember anything, he's got like one of those kind of, like he's got that kind of brain where he can recall any dinosaur information, and that makes him slightly cocky, but like in a good, charming way. And I think after that, we'll get like somebody from Zora's life, someone. I'm going to say somebody from like Zora's life tries to stop her from going on this mission. I don't know who, but like if this is a Jurassic movie, there's family involved. We know there's family later on, but I think with the main characters as well, I'm thinking about Claire's sister, like a Claire's sister kind of moment. That's what I'm going for. But somebody from Zora's life tries to like stop her. She's like, because of what happened in the military. Because we know that she's apparently like dealing with something, that trying to find meaning in her life, and she's like, well, no, this is it. This is the meaning I've been looking for. And her brother, sister, grandma, somebody is like, okay, if that's what you need to do, sure. Don't know why she's a British grandma, but she is. So that's what I don't know what the opening though of this movie is. Do we think that the opening? I think the opening has to allude to the sinister secret. Because to me, this is me just brainstorming. out loud to everybody here. But this is what I would be doing if I was just working at home. But I think the opening should allude to the sinister secret, because there needs to be some sort of stakes involved in knowing what Zora and her team are in for, and what is looming off in the distance somewhere on an island or wherever. Yeah, where did it say that? They find themselves stranded on an island. Okay. Oh, you know what? I wonder if, like, I don't know. Yeah, you fully expect that to get teased? Yeah, I feel like it has to get teased in the beginning. The way Dominion and Fallen Kingdom were marketed. Yeah, you like that idea, how the opening to JP set up the Velociraptors as a big threat. Yeah. And like even, yeah, Fallen Kingdom opened up with like, oh, we need that bone for what? We don't know. So like that's kind of like what I'm meaning. Like we're not going to get the full sinister secret, but like we'll get something in there that alludes to it. But yeah, I feel like, let's see here. Spino Rex says, what if after all these years, the DNA in the dinosaurs is starting to degrade or revert to their original Mesozoic makeup, perhaps explaining different designs? Yeah, I don't really know how you explain different designs in these dinosaurs other than it's an, like, I do want to throw this in there somewhere, like that the island is, to me, the discarded, first attempts or something like that at dinosaurs. I think that, but like, I don't know if that totally jives with the plots that have been laid out before us, especially with Fallen Kingdom, how like right here under our feet, John Hammond and Lockwood, they molded the first dinosaurs with their hands. They basically extracted the DNA themselves right here under our feet. No. But that's what they did, apparently. So if they did that right there under their feet in Lockwood's estate, would they discard these dinosaurs, like these really hideous creatures? Would they just throw them away on like Nublar or some other island or, Site B or Site C or something? Would they just discard them somewhere? I think there's a good chance that they could. But it feels like, I don't know, wouldn't they just like kill them off if they were that messed up or that wrong? Or not wrong, maybe. Maybe not wrong. Maybe it's the attempts. You know how like in Jurassic Park, in the novel, Dr. Wu or Hammond, somebody says like that, the first dinosaurs that we made were too real or something. They were too fast and moved differently, and they had to slow them down or something. Maybe that's what these are. These are like the more destructive, crazier dinosaurs that are faster and more intense than regular dinosaurs. And maybe that's why they hid them away. I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But But if they did that on an island, I could see that making sense. But the fact that they did it in the Lockwood estate, maybe, that doesn't make sense. Maybe they didn't make the dinosaurs. Did they say make the dinosaurs in Lockwood? Like, or did they extract the first DNA and do the science there, but they didn't really actually breed any dinosaurs in Lockwood? I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me to move all the dinosaurs near the equator and then introduce us to really old batch. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it doesn't make a ton of sense. That's why. But, like, what is the sinister secret? Like, that's the only thing that I'm like, what is this sinister secret that's just been there since the 90s? That doesn't... Because if it's been there since the 90s, that means it's fully, like, InGen and Hammond and Lockwood. All these people needed to know about this sinister secret, probably. Because it's a decades-old secret, whatever. It's been hidden from the world for decades. That would be 1993. I don't know. But anyway, they assemble the team. And I'm trying to think, I've been trying to think also, where does this family fit in, right? So we know that Zora is contracted for a top secret mission to secure the genetic material. When Zora's operation intersects with a civilian family whose boating expedition was capsized by marauding aquatic dinos, they all find themselves stranded on an island. All right, so what I'm thinking is there is a chance that there is no allusion to the sinister secret. And I'm going to throw this in there too, just... I don't think you can't do both. I don't think you can allude to the sinister secret and do this. I don't think it's possible, but I do think if you do have this family involved, we got to show the capsizing sequence right off the bat. So basically you get these aquatic dinos, these marauding aquatic dinos, pirates that are like, hey, give us your boat and all your money. And they're also gangsters. And they got eye patches and stuff. And they're, basically I think that would be the probably, I don't know if it's the best opening sequence, but for sequencing this movie out, it feels like it's the best option, right? If you show this capsizing sequence, you show them getting into trouble, and maybe like you leave the family clinging to like pieces of the boat. So basically, this could be kind of like a Lost World style event, opening scene where you've got this family on this boat that's out in the middle of nowhere, and they're just having a nice, lovely little time when, boom. You feel that? Boom. Yeah, I felt that. And then it it disrupts them, and then chaos is ensuing. Maybe there's, what kind of boating expedition? I think if there's a boating expedition, there could be more than just them. So it could be, some other kind of fishing expedition or, anything out there with multiple people, and other people are getting chomped left and right. I could definitely see that happening. Dude, I could see like plesiosaurs like flying up onto the deck of this boat and just like plopping all over the place and just like taking people out with the long necks. That'd be kind of killer. And then, it's nighttime sequence. I'm gonna say it's a nighttime sequence. Maybe it's like a couldn't sleep. Yeah, me neither. That's the vibe I'm getting. If it's a nighttime sequence, it's gonna be one of those where like the family, like the kids are all together and the dad wakes up and is like, yeah, couldn't sleep. And the kids are like playing out on the deck or something. And this is when it happens. I could definitely see that being the case. And then by the time we catch up with Zora, they've been stranded, right? So they all find themselves stranded on an island. So by this point, the family has like made it to shore. How is Zora's team? Zora's, it's too similar though. I was gonna say Zora's team is stranded there via the Quetzalcoatlus, but like that feels too similar. Like that just happened. The cats took out the plane or whatever, the helicopter. You know, there's a helicopter, I would assume, in this one. I don't know why. I just feel like that would be the case. Or maybe it's a boat again. Maybe, maybe their boat gets attacked. What's up, Clinking Cliff? Yeah, the faster, wilder dinos. I think that's definitely something. And especially with David Koepp being on this script and being so close to the original source material with Michael Crichton and all that, I think there's a good chance that stuff from Crichton's novels could make appearances here. See, to me, if Zora's team, I could definitely see Zora's team getting stranded via the Mosasaur, but like, is that just too much in one area to be capsized by like smaller marauding dinosaurs? Because that's, in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. Smaller marauding dinosaurs, aquatic dinos. That's what they said. Marauding dinos. So there's several dinosaurs, in quotes. So I think there is a chance that they could be stranded by the Mosasaur, but like, why is these smaller ones and the Mosasaur in the same waterway, like both stranding boats? That to me sounds a little too redundant. But like, I do like the idea of the helicopter messing, like the cats messing with the helicopter. I'm going to write that down. And I'm going to... I'm just going to call this Site C. I don't know that we're going to go to the same islands. You just want to know who made more aquatic creatures and lost them in the ocean. Yeah, especially if they are near some of these islands or whatever. Like, if that's the case, like, you'd think it would be an InGen creation that was made. But we've never seen that before, so that would be kind of crazy. But we do know that, like, Biosyn was making dinosaurs too. So there's other people out there making dinosaurs, as we saw in Chaos Theory. So, baby Moses, oh, that would be crazy. We did see the Mosa hanging out with some whales in the last movie. I don't know. Yeah. All right, so... all right, so we're on the island, right? I'm gonna say, this is the part where the field takes hold. The field. What is the field? Is the field the entire rest of the movie? Because that's what I'm getting. I'm getting those vibes. No, I'm joking, but I'm gonna say the field is gonna be where we see our first true dinosaur. And I don't know. We're gonna get a big long neck dinosaur here. That's that. So this is maybe we'll get like a Dreadnoughtus here. This is where we're gonna get our first dinosaur, and I'm gonna say the Dreadnoughtus. That's got to be? Is that one of the biggest ones? Long necks, at least. Siaka, you might be somebody to help back up some information there. I feel like Dreadnoughtus, at least they could just say like Titanosaur or something like that, I guess. But like they've already established a Dreadnoughtus and, you know, didn't really do a lot with it. So I think it would be cool to reuse that. Plus they can reuse the toy designs. But I think that would be a good spot where we get to see Henry Loomis is like, but because she needs to shoot it. You know, and we've seen her with this rifle here in this field. So I think that picture you see right there of her with this is she has actually has she maybe just taken her first shot, or is she about to? To me, this looks like she has taken her first shot, but I don't know. It could, maybe it's not. I forget if. Yeah, I guess it was probably that was probably the shot though. That looks like it was still on there. So I don't know. Maybe she didn't take the shot yet, but I'm gonna say this is where she takes her first shot and they get the DNA. But like I said, it's a Lost World situation, so I think you know, we're gonna get kind of like the stampeding Dreadnoughtus, kind of like the Stegosaurus moment where Sarah's in the middle of it. Yeah, I don't know. Where else do we go? How do we find this sinister secret in here, though, dude? That's where I'm like... I'm going to skip around a little bit and just kind of name some things that, like, make sense to me. I'm going to say that Duncan Kincaid is also in contact with Martin Krebs. Also, somewhere in this movie, to me, I feel like we need to find out Krebs' true purpose. What's up, Mozamel? basically what we're doing right now is coming up with the entire plot of Rebirth. I have a document here. Actually, oh, you know what? I could have probably brought it up here. Yeah, there it is. How do I get rid of the keyboard? So I'm typing it on my computer, but I've got it up on the iPad. And so basically, this is our outline right now. But Kincaid's also in contact with Martin Krebs. I don't know how or why yet in my mind, but I feel like he's also got to be in contact. And he noticed it, and he Krebs says something like, secure the DNA no matter the cost. So he gets what that means. Duncan understands what that means. Even though Zora's a friend, he gets it. There's a lot of money involved. Because that's what it was mentioned at some point, that this is life-changing money for them. So, yeah, again, I don't really know how that fits in here. The sinister secret. Kind of just going to skip over that for now, I think. But do you think by the end of this movie, do we really get... I think we have to get all three. I'm going to say that we do. We're going to get all three DNA at some point. Boy. Yeah, this is where it becomes a little like touch and go. I'm going to say like Duncan at some point tries to bail on Zora. We need to see one of these things step on someone. Yeah. Yeah, so I wonder if there's other people, maybe. Like, I don't necessarily think it's just going to be Zora, Henry, and Duncan. Do we think it's just going to be those three people? I could see, like, Zora contacting Duncan and be like, Duncan's going to be like, yeah, I know some guys, and I'll get him to come out. And they're going to be the guys that, like, take his back instead of Zora's, and that's why there's going to be a little backstabbing. I'm going to write backstabbing. Oops, that's just me. I'm writing the wrong thing here. Where did my iPad go? There we go. Oh, nope, now it's a tiny circle. What happened? There it is. Okay. Figuratively backstabbing. I don't know if I love the idea totally, but I do like the idea of the ancient ruins that we're seeing are maybe not true ancient ruins, and that it could be part of an attraction. I think that's kind of interesting. That does sound like pretty cool to me. You feel like for the sake of the third act twist, one of the samples could be no longer viable, like a theropod destroys the sample, so they must find an alternative. I could see, like... I do have to leave in a minute because I have to go record for the Forcecast, but I could see, like, a situation where the DNA has to be authenticated. I could definitely see an authentication process somewhere. And it's like something else is going on behind the scenes. Like Henry's trying to do something to stop somebody from winning or whatever. And in the meantime, Zora is with like Martin Krebs, and Martin's trying to verify the DNA. But before the verification process, Henry has to stop something from happening because he has to go in and like somebody has to go in and hack the system so it shows that the DNA is what they say it is. Because I could definitely see something like that happening where like they needed to get a Dreadnoughtus or a Quetzalcoatlus, but they couldn't get it, and they ended up getting a Parasaurolophus instead. And they're like, he'll never know. Let's just do this and get the money and get out of here. That could be a thing, but I feel like that just goes down such a different path that I don't know how that could fit and how I could make it fit. But I do like that idea a little bit. But an alternative... Yeah, I mean, in any case, like, would an alternative work? I don't know. For what they're trying to do? Does it need to really be just these three most colossal whatever? I don't know. I like where our heads are at, though. I think we're in a good place here. Yeah, I want to go back to Jurassic Joey here. You mentioned kind of like JP3, except we get to see in the opening what capsized the boat. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking as well. I'm like, you can't like kind of redo that sequence, because that's kind of what happens in Jurassic Park 3 is like there is something that attacks that boat, but we never see what it was. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is what attacked that boat. We'll never know, but... That what would be cool is to retroactively confirm it for JP3, is to like say that maybe there's like a guide or something, like a captain of this boat that the family's on is like, he's driving along in those same waters, and he's like kind of like a Lost World where the guy talks about the 5 deaths, and like he says, like I kind of feel like we could get something like that with this family and like a captain where he's like, he says, a long time ago, boats were, the crew were eaten straight off their boats with no signs in the fog, and they were just vanished in the fog. And when the boats came out of the fog, everyone was gone. Like, they could, like, say something like that, and it'd be like, yeah, those are just old ghost stories, Dad. Like, something like that. I feel like that would be such a nice way to, like, give us a resolution for JP3. That would be really cool, actually. And I think that they're capable of doing that. But good stuff like this almost never comes true. So, I'm already sad. I'm already sad about it. But I like where we're at. I'm gonna stop it there though, because I do have to go record again for another hour and a half. So we don't stop here. As I mentioned in an episode I recorded today, a different episode I recorded today. I've been recording just a lot today, and I had said like there is no winding down. I don't wind down. I only wind up. That's the only direction my wind goes. Yeah, so... No. There is no fun in not knowing. That's not fun at all to me. It's such a stupid sequence that I just... my mind is boggled at how bad of a sequence that is, that, like... I don't have any love for like how that went down. So like, I need to know. What's up, Don? How you doing? Good to have you here. But we are heading out, unfortunately. So I just want to go over a few things before we leave, though. So stick around here for just a second, because going back over to the website, if you missed out on it earlier when we were talking about it, there is a new episode on the feed, and it's a 2-part episode. Part 1 debuted this week. Part 2 is next week. And it's all about connecting the dots, as always. This time between Dominion and Rebirth, I check in on Jurassic Park and Lost World novels just to kind of see what kind of pieces I can gather from those. I also touch on Dominion and some of the conversations that were had in that movie. We talk about TV shows and different things, and part 2 covers more of that same kind of stuff, but also we get to hear more from the listeners and what they've been thinking about the connections and if they think it's connected at all. And yes, I know this is a franchise that is somewhat interconnected between films, but is this going to be more of a, oh, here's Jurassic World, it doesn't mention anything about Lost World or Jurassic Park 3? Is it going to be like that? Or is it going to be more like Fallen Kingdom 2 Jurassic World Dominion or something, you know? So that's what we talk about in this episode 398. Go listen to it. It's on all of the major podcasting platforms out there. You can listen to it straight here on the website as well, on Podomatic and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those good places. But stay tuned for the next episode. If you have not already, please go give us a follow over on Blue Sky. It's a new platform we've settled on for the time being, and it's a really good place. I'm really digging it. It's actually been really fun to communicate with people out there and post some of the old stuff that we were doing kind of on Twitter and stuff. So go check that out. I'm also on there as well, Brad Jost. And please go subscribe to my Substack. You can find that at JurassicParkPodcast.com/newsletter. I swear to God, I'm going to be writing more. There will be more soon. Very, very soon. My other podcast, Grim Grinning Hosts, is back. We just recorded, and there will be a podcast episode on the feed pretty ASAP, so go check that out when you can. It's not there yet. Let's see. I don't know when it's being posted. Hopefully soon, maybe tomorrow. But go check that out. It was a really fun time. And then, of course, the Forcecast as well. We're doing recaps now on Skeleton Crew, so go check out that. I'll be recording for episode 3 tonight, and I'm on that show weekly as well. Go check that out. But yeah. That's about it. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in this week. I appreciate everybody for being in here. Yeah, it's been fun. Lots of chatting. Share this with your friends. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I appreciate everybody for being here. And go leave reviews for the podcast on Apple Podcasts. I'd really, really appreciate that. It always helps for exposure. Same thing with Spotify. If you want to do it over there as well, that really, really helps. Because this is not the podcast. This is just me chatting. Somehow it's different than a podcast in my mind, but I appreciate it. Yeah, but that's all. Thank you so much for watching. It's been fun. I'll see you next week. In the meantime, check out our episodes, and we'll see you. I'm trying to find a button here. Where's the button? We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.